Welcome to Apex Philosophy, the perfect place to find motivation. Be sure to subscribe and listen every day so you can become your best self. Please like and share the video to help inspire others. It is getting harder for good people to find compatible companionship in this day and age, especially for young people who are looking for a mate. You cannot always find the match that you are looking for, but you don't always need to. Today we're going to talk about how to cope with loneliness and isolation and how you can better yourself from it. If you are lonely, you aren't finding people you can connect to physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, whatever it may be. You are instead finding people that you aren't connecting with, and therefore they are not fulfilling what you need and want out of life. Now, this could be because of a lot of different factors, and of course, it's harder for different people with different types of personalities, etc. Now, you may believe in God or you may not, but regardless of that, there is always one companion that will always be there by your side. Someone who can either be your greatest friend or your worst enemy, and that person is yourself. It is important, now more than ever, to have good companionship with yourself, because statistics show that men are 3 times more likely to be suicidal than their female counterparts. They are more likely to have mental health issues. They are more likely to end up in prison. Why is that? Because they have poor companionship with others, and their companionship with themselves is toxic. The public response to those statistics is appalling, with people having a negative attitude towards this and rejecting the notion of men's suffering. This needs to change. It needs to be taken seriously. If your most reliable companion is yourself, how can you ensure that you are the best companion possible? Well, the first thing to establish is that you need to realize you don't need a companion to be happy. If you spend all your time desperately seeking out someone to be with, it will only end in failure. Sometimes you choose a lousy companion because you are desperate. In a moment of weakness, you lowered your standards. You have sacrificed your happiness and well-being for temporary comfort, and that will almost always lead to disaster. American comedian and actor Robin Williams once said, "I used to think the worst thing in life is to end up all alone. It's not. The worst thing in life is to end up with people who make you feel all alone." This is relevant to what we are discussing today. People are scared to be alone. They are scared to have that space to themselves, and therefore latch onto someone, anyone. However, if that person isn't compatible with you or doesn't make you feel valued enough, then that is a far worse feeling than being alone. You feel underappreciated and feel like you are worth nothing. This is the wrong way to think. This way of thinking will only harm you. You are afraid of being alone with yourself, and therefore you rush into relationships and rush into finding a companion. Make yourself a companion you are comfortable with. If you had to be with someone all the time, every day, what would you want them to be like? What would make them a good companion to you? Honesty is one of the most important things you should look for in a person, and you should especially look for in yourself. People appreciate it when you tell them the truth. By telling someone the truth about them, it shows respect. You value somebody enough to address their flaws and help them to grow. You should treat yourself with the same respect. If you have flaws, the first person who should be telling you that is you. The first person who should realize that you need to change is yourself. Your own mind should be telling you first to improve and change. People live in a dream world. They can't face reality because reality scares them. They build a world of lies and illusions to trick themselves into believing they are perfect. They are not being honest with themselves. They are being self-destructive because they refuse to acknowledge that there may be something wrong with them. If you can't trust your mind to tell you where you are going wrong, you will struggle to find that honesty in a partner. The hardest thing is getting people to stop lying to themselves, but by being honest with yourself, you can stop that. It doesn't matter who you were in the past or what you did. If it was bad and you regret your past, your present self should be honest with you and tell you that you made mistakes. It should tell you that those actions were the wrong decisions to make. You should thank yourself for acknowledging your past errors and then work to fix them. That is a good companion. However, if you're with yourself and you are in denial about your past mistakes, or even worse, you are beating yourself up about what you did, then you have a problem. You have a companion that is actively working against you. You are hindering yourself and becoming toxic in the process. Everybody makes mistakes, and if you let them define you, you let them control you. You are not a product of your mistakes. You need to learn from them and improve yourself based on them. Let them be stepping stones throughout your life. Always be striving to be the best you of tomorrow, rather than getting bogged down with the inferior version of yourself from the past. That honesty you get from yourself, and later on down the line from a companion, will put you in the right mindset to move forward rather than pedal backward. And that is vital for life, and a good companion realizes this. In order to be happy and stay motivated, you need someone who is encouraging you. You need someone who is constantly fighting in your corner, pushing you towards the best outcome. You need someone who is not only there when you cross the finish line, but there through the dark times. Someone who is there at the moments when you feel like throwing in the towel and giving up. Somebody who sees you at your worst and still stands by your side. Now, you can't find that person unless you are that person first of all. With nobody else around, you have to be the person who tells you to get out of bed every morning, who tells you to go that extra mile, who tells you that you have the ability to be better than anyone else around you. You are the driving voice that moves you. You are your own mascot, your cheerleader. One of the most important things in a companion is someone who encourages you and gives you the push you desperately need. By having someone who supports you, and by having that comfortable relationship with yourself, you build courage. That courage leads to motivation as you want to push yourself to take the next step. By having someone cheering you on and in your corner, you feel like you can take on anything. The way to stop feeling lonely is to have self-belief and to associate yourself with people who will motivate you to be the best you can be. It was like Robin Williams was saying earlier. The wrong people in your circle can make you feel worse than having nobody in your circle at all. Robin Williams suffered from depression and ended up committing suicide in 2014. It was clear he felt alone and felt like he had nobody fighting in his corner. It was a devastating loss for everyone when he died, as it is when anyone dies, especially when it is self-inflicted due to their personal demons. Sometimes that encouragement can push you to the next step, or sometimes it can make you realize that you were on the wrong path. You need someone to encourage you and say, "Look, mate, you are on the wrong path here, and you'll be stuck here forever unless you physically make the move to leave." If you are in a city and hate it, move to the countryside. In some cases, this is impossible, but for many, there is nothing stopping them from escaping things they hate. The only lousy thing about being your own companion is the lack of intimacy. The physical aspects of a relationship are positive and are hardwired into us as living creatures, and especially as humans. We are taught to believe that they are necessary. It's nice to have, but it isn't necessary. Having someone to sleep with occasionally is not worth the self-destruction caused by being with the wrong person. When you are ready for a relationship, the right person will come along naturally. When you try to force it, and when you are desperate for that relationship, it will lead to you rushing and picking the wrong person and blaming fate for your misfortune. It is like grabbing a children's toy and trying to cram the square-shaped block into the triangular hole. You are forcing something that isn't meant to be together, and in doing so, you are hurting them, but more importantly, you are hurting yourself. Why is it so important to be comfortable with yourself? Because you have to deal with yourself the rest of your life. Remember, you are the one person that you have full control over. You are the one who has control over your thoughts. You are the one who has full autonomy over your body. You are the one who can make changes happen. If you are happy with yourself, great, but still look to improve. If you aren't happy with yourself, only you have the power to change that. Every day you make the choice to self-improve or stay stuck in your old ways. Make the right choice. You need inner peace to thrive. You can't be living your life latching onto every bit of drama you see, every bit of negativity, every bit of toxicity. This stuff clouds your mind. It ruins every bit of hope you have. You will forever be lonely if you seek out these things. By cleansing yourself and cleaning your mind, you are opening yourself up to inner peace, and with that, you become a better person as you can accept yourself for who you are without judgment and without beating yourself up at every given opportunity. This is the key to success and the key to overcoming loneliness and isolation. By being peaceful, you attract peace. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Welcome in that peace that stems from your actions and reject the things that aim to bring you down. Be a strong man, be a good man, and let the world rage around you. Peace within yourself projects peace into the world, and once you can properly accept yourself for who you are, you can accept other people into your life and work on building strong relationships and valuable companionship. The effects loneliness have on mental health are catastrophic. It harms far too many people and takes away the lives of far too many people. If you are struggling with anything, make sure you reach out to someone to talk about this. You shouldn't have to suffer in silence, and you shouldn't bottle up your emotions. By talking about them in a healthy environment, you open yourself up to a bridge of communication that can help you get back on track and find that encouragement and companionship you need. You are strong, but that doesn't mean you have to do everything alone. Reach out, it could be more helpful than you realize. Thank you for listening. Comment below. Let us know what helpful trick you use to overcome loneliness. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.